It's 2023, which can only mean one thing. No, not the release of the Barbie movie. It's the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, and to mark the occasion, we'll be getting 3 brand new episodes to celebrate the diamond anniversary of the show, penned by Russell T Davies. Of course, we recently got our first full-length trailer for these episodes on Christmas Day, which was a lovely surprise. It was packed with action, returning monsters, some new characters, and of course, Beep the Meep. I know, contain yourselves. Now, although we're still at least 10 months away, I thought I'd delve into my hopes for these episodes, so these are the 5 things that I'd like to see in the 60th anniversary specials. Starting at number 5, we have the return of Murray Gold. Of course, he composed the music for Doctor Who from 2005 to 2017. However, I think his best work is probably from the Russell T Davies era. For me, one of the defining points about that era, and one of the things that makes it the most recognisable to me, is its music. Seeing as David Tennant and Catherine Tate are both returning for these episodes, it would be fitting for Murray Gold to return to do the music again. I couldn't really see anyone else doing it, as he's written the themes for the 10th Doctor and Donna, which will inevitably feature in these episodes, so it seems like a no-brainer to invite him back for these episodes. However, for that reason, I only want him back for the 60th. Series 14 onwards should have a new composer, as the show will need to feel fresh and new, and I don't think it can do that if we revert to having Murray Gold doing all the music again. Someone like Blair Mowat, who did the music for Class and scored the Series 10 Time for Heroes trailer, would be a perfect choice, or maybe someone new who we haven't heard of before, but that's a discussion for another time. At number 4, we have Cliffhangers. Cliffhangers are great. I mean, they're one of my favourite bits about Doctor Who, even if the week's wait between episodes is excruciating. Seeing as the 60th anniversary special will consist of 3 episodes, I'm expecting cliffhangers at the end of episode 1 and episode 2. I'm not sure if there would be one for episode 3, as that's the last episode before the Christmas special with Ncuti, unless they decided to lead straight into it, in which case episode 3 would need a cliffhanger of sorts. However, I doubt the cliffhanger would revolve around Tennant turning into Ncuti, as we've already seen him in the trailer. As for the first 2 episodes, I'm expecting one of them to be the return of an old Doctor. Just imagine it, Beep the Meep, well definitely not the Celestial Toymaker, could have the Doctor and Donna cornered, then all of a sudden, Matt Smith pops up. How cool would that be? The answer, of course, is very cool. However, I'll get onto that a bit later on. Basically, I love cliffhangers, and Russell T Davies is known for creating some of the best and most shocking ones, such as the Daleks popping up in Army of Ghosts, or the return of the Master in Utopia. If those are anything to go by and we do get cliffhangers in these episodes, I'm confident that we'll be in for a treat. At number 3, we have a different side to David Tennant's Doctor. As nice as it is to see David Tennant return as the Doctor, this time he's not playing the 10th Doctor, he's playing the 14th Doctor. From the trailers we can gather that he still acts like the 10th Doctor, as he uses the phrase allons-y in one of the clips. However, I think it'd be interesting to see a different side to him. It's been roughly 13 years since he was the Doctor, and in that time there have been so many episodes, villains, monsters, but most importantly, so many companions. In other words, this is a version of the 10th Doctor that has met and said goodbye to Amy, Rory, River, Clara, Bill, Nardole, Ryan, Graham and Yaz. So, it'd be nice for his version of the Doctor in the anniversary specials to reflect that, maybe even bringing some of them up. He would also be aware of the revelation surrounding the Timeless Child, which would definitely change his version of the character. Therefore, I'd love to see a different version of the 10th Doctor, not only to differentiate it enough so we aren't just reverting to an old incarnation, which still seems a bit odd, but also to give David Tennant a bit more to work with. At number 2, we have Beep the Meep. Now, we already know that Beep the Meep will be making his live-action debut in these episodes. However, I've done some research into the character to learn more about them, and there are certain aspects that I'd love to see. The first is the origin of Beep the Meep. So apparently the Meeps, which is the race that Beep the Meep comes from, was originally a peaceful race, but when their planet was exposed to black sun radiation, it changed them, turning them into galactic conquerors, who, for some reason, enjoyed torturing people. Obviously they wouldn't show us the torture side of things, but I think it'd be nice to get a flashback or even an explanation detailing the radiation that turned Beep the Meep bad. Speaking of flashbacks, I'd love to see the Meep Wars in one of the episodes. I don't know what comic it's from, but this picture shows the Meep Wars. It's basically just an army of Meeps, which in itself is amazing. Finally, I don't know why this made the list, but Beep the Meep's chair. Again, no idea what comic this came from, but it's basically just the chair that Beep the Meep sits in to order people about. It can also be seen in this illustration, which depicts a ship that looks quite similar to the ship that was featured in the Christmas Day trailer, so maybe we could be seeing Beep the Meep's chair as well. These are things that I'm only just finding out about now, but I'm so invested in the Beep the Meep lore that I'll be disappointed if we don't see any of the things that I've just mentioned. Okay, maybe that's going a bit too far, but you get what I mean. Basically, the more Beep the Meep content, the better. Before we get to number 1, here are a few honourable mentions. I'd love to see a new title sequence. As this is being helmed by a new production company, that being Bad Wolf, and we have a new Doctor, I'm pretty confident that we'll be getting a new title sequence, which I'm very excited to see. It'll be interesting to see if they'll hark back to the Series 4 titles, seeing as Donna's back, or if they'll go with something completely different. I'd also love to see a new TARDIS interior. Now, a video of the set did leak, but it was still under construction in that video. I'm not sure if it will debut in the anniversary specials or Series 14, but seeing as Jodie's TARDIS was dismantled before they started filming these episodes, I think it's more than likely that a new TARDIS interior will be featured, which is very exciting. And finally, new monsters. I know we have Beep the Meep and the Wrath Warriors already confirmed, but these aren't really new monsters as they've already been featured in the comics a few times. I am expecting the anniversary episodes to feature lots of callbacks to the past, but after the sheer volume of Daleks, Cybermen, and Master content, it'd be nice to see some new monsters and creatures in these episodes. And finally, at number 1, we have returning Doctors. One of the key elements of the 50th anniversary was the return of David Tennant alongside Matt Smith. Of course, now that we have David Tennant back, I'd love to see Matt Smith return as well. Not just the 11th Doctor in general though, I'd love to see a version of him from Series 5 in the tweed outfit, as Series 5 is my favourite series. Tom Kingsley, one of the directors for the specials, even posted this on one of his social media accounts, teasing that Matt Smith might be in it. By the looks of it, it does look like they just photoshopped him in, but what is weird is why would they even tease that in the first place? Also, he deleted the picture soon after posting it, so that makes me inclined to believe that he could be back. Also, I'd love to see the return of Peter Capaldi, as I have a soft spot for him as well. He has said a few times that he probably wouldn't return to the show, but for all we know, he could just be lying to cover up that he is going to be in it. It would be nice to see a return of Christopher Eccleston and Jodie Whittaker, but it's not as likely as Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi. I think there's a high chance of at least one returning Doctor, and that's probably going to be Matt Smith, as David Tennant said that they filmed scenes with lots of people that we don't know about yet, so he could be hinting at returning Doctors through that comment. Also, this is the 60th anniversary of the show, so I think it'd be weird to just focus on the Russell T Davies era in the specials, which does make me think that it's likely that a few of the Doctors will be popping up as well. So, those are the 5 things that I'd like to see in the 60th anniversary episodes. Some are definitely more likely than others, but it's still fun to speculate. Now, my question for you is, what would you like to see in the 60th anniversary episodes? Maybe it's a musical number from Neil Patrick Harris, or maybe it's simply to just see David Tennant and Catherine Tate back together again. Whatever it is, do let me know in the comment section below and I'll be sure to give them a read. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, be sure to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.